What's up guys, it's CG. So this is gonna be a review of Armaf's, I don't know how to pronounce this, probably Precieux 1, which is supposed to be a clone or inspired by Absolu Aventus. I'm not gonna do the typical video format with this because it's a new release, there isn't a whole lot of data out. I'm just gonna give you guys my honest feedback. I'm gonna be direct and to the point, and then my wife is gonna share her opinion, comparing this to Absolu Aventus and what she thinks about the scent profile. So I'm gonna be real with y'all. I didn't even want to like this. Like, I started this channel about 6 weeks ago, and I honestly was on a mission, to be honest. I think there's a lot of YouTube dishonesty, especially with affiliate links and people making money. Now, I'm not here to dump on Armaf for the money. They're great and they are good fragrances by themselves. I just think it's overblown by YouTubers when they say this smells exactly like the fragrance it's meant to emulate. I do think that there's a pretty substantial difference in the smell. And yes, these do last longer, but the way they accomplish it is by compromising the quality of the scent profile. So when this came out and I ordered it, I was skeptical. And the reason I ordered it is Absolu Aventus is a limited release. So I said to myself, well, it's not like it's a clone. Like, you aren't gonna ever be able to get Absolu Aventus. And it's extremely expensive. You only get 75 milliliters. I'm gonna try this out. But I went into it very low expectations, and the plan to come to this channel and be honest, and if I didn't like it, I was going to tell you guys. I'm telling you that. I like it, okay? This stuff is good. If you ask me, is it good? Answer, yes. Now, in comparison to Absolu Aventus, to me, this is an inspired by and definitely in the same ballpark and trying to accomplish the same thing, being a darker, more mysterious, more mature version of Aventus. It's definitely similar, but it's not the same. To me, this has more Aventus DNA in it, and the spiciness I get from this is more cinnamon. Whereas Absolu Aventus, it's more cinnabon. Like, I get a way more gourmand from the Absolu Aventus. The way the pineapple mixes with it, it's a bit sweeter and bolder and juicier and more of a dessert smelling fragrance, whereas this is more sharp and this is more cinnamon, like the actual cinnamon spice. And this is more fresher. Now, in terms of quality, I really smelt them both. The way I did it was for 3 days straight. I wore this heavily and I sprayed Absolu Aventus on my arm. So I was regularly comparing them, trying to tell myself which one and how do they smell different. And I wish I had a refined enough nose to come back here and say that the Absolu Aventus smells more deep, more complex, more natural. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it doesn't to me. To me, this smells just as good of a blend, just as good of natural ingredients, just as deep and complex as the Absolu Aventus. And maybe I have a broken nose, but with the other Armafs, I know people say they're the same as the original. This doesn't smell the same, but in terms of quality and how well it's composed and the ingredients, I can't tell the difference. Like, these are both phenomenally well done. In terms of performance, this definitely far outlasts Absolu Aventus, and it does push out a lot more. It has that Aventus sharp, fresh punch, whereas Absolu Aventus is more of a gourmand that sits closer to the skin. I wasn't too impressed with the performance of Absolu Aventus, and I am impressed with this one. I actually got an unsolicited compliment from a stranger, which rarely happens, who was standing at a distance on my second day of wearing this. And I got multiple compliments from coworkers that I didn't even ask what their opinion of it was.
So we have Club de Nuit Precieux. I don't know how to pronounce it, okay? It's a French name. I speak Spanish, so I read it as Precieux. Okay, cool. So let's get into how it smells. Ooh, okay, the spray is super cute. Nice sprayer. Very fruit forward. I do feel a very strong pineapple in the opening, and like there's a lot of woodiness to it, and almost like a minty vibe, at least in the opening. Very good. I think this is not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily go with a season in particular, but I would say that it would be more suitable for maybe an older person, like, again, 30s and up, and that it's a 9.5. Aventus Absolu. Maybe it's a little softer in the pineapple, in the Aventus Absolu, in comparison to the Precieux or Club de Nuit. Now that it's been a moment since I sprayed it, it smells really identical, like 99% the same. I'm not an expert and I could not tell them apart at this point.
Now you're going to compare the dry down. I sprayed these a while ago. So this is up one. I smell the coffee again.
Ooh, which one was that?
I don't know. I'm going to have you pick which one you like more.
Okay.
Do you smell a difference at all?
Let me do it again. Well, other than this being a little stronger, but maybe it's because you rubbed your hand on something or you wash your hands, I can't really feel like it's different. It's just one smells stronger than the other, but I don't know if
the
it's...
stronger one is the Armaf.
Wow.
And they were sprayed at the same time about 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, so the Armaf was more present. It was like more, I'm here, hi.
All right. Signing out.